are back with another 11, boys and girls. Yesterday, we did my team of the season so far. Today, we're doing the most improved of the season so far. These 11 are basically players who last season didn't play that well, wasn't performing, wasn't getting any sort of massive minutes. And so far this season, they've made a massive jump. They're now becoming essentially one of the most important players for that respective team. And again, similar to yesterday's video, not everyone's going to agree. There's going to be people that's going to agree with me, and people that's going to disagree. Like, this is how football is. I'm never, ever, it's virtually impossible for me to have everyone pleased with my 11. So there's going to be some person, why is he not there? Why is he not there? Listen, that's how football is. But on this one, I kind of think the 11 players that I've selected kind of makes sense, if you know what I mean. Put down in the comment section who you guys would rather have, if you guys agree or disagree with my selection. And of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel. As you guys have been seeing, I'm uploading daily content throughout the whole international break. I'm going to give you guys different content which you guys don't see on my main channel. So if you guys enjoy the channel, subscribe to the channel. All right. In goal, by the way, the goalkeeper was the hardest position because, I had to think about it. I'm thinking, like, who has made the biggest jump? Who has really put himself in a position to be the best in their position? And no one came to mind. Like, no one has made that. The person I selected I've got a reason behind it. This person last season, everyone was calling him washed. Everyone was calling him, you know what, get him out. This Donny last season got red carded, fam. There was a stretch of last season, like 2 to 3 games, where he was having blunders after blunders after blunders. And he's getting to that age where people say, you know what, he's done, he's finished, why is he still playing? Like big 2024, 25, and he's still starting. But this season, he's actually becoming way better. He had a man of the match display in one of the Champions League games. And now you've got fans from that club saying, you know what, extend his contract. Please don't go, because he came out recently and said, you know what, I might retire. So the reason for that is because of, like, the change he's made or the improvement. And for me, Neuer, fam. Neuer last season was washed, fam. I was thinking, why is he still playing? Brother, retire. You're like 38, 39. Retire. So far this season, every time I watch Bayern, this guy's making some crucial saves in random games. Every time I watch Bayern, he's at least averaging 1 big save. And the game against Paris Saint-Germain had a man of the match display, 1 man of the match. And now you've got Bayern fans saying, yo, please don't go. Please stay. You've got Nagelsmann begging him to say, you know what, World Cup next year, please make your loss. Because, brother, he retired a couple years ago. And you've got Nagelsmann coming out now and saying, please come back. So the improvement is made from last season, where everyone couldn't watch, to now actually Bayern asking him to stay 1 more year. Germany asked him to come back to Germany. That's a big improvement. Shout out Neuer. For me, he is the greatest I've ever seen as a goalkeeper. Then we go to the back 4. Left back, I don't think it's a surprise. For me, I think this guy has made a massive. Wait, where is he? O'Reilly. Big change. Massive change. Last season he was playing. He was getting minutes, and it was only towards the end of last season where he got actually minutes as a left back, because last season he was playing as a DM, was playing different positions. And last season City wasn't going for a good period because they were trialing out different players at left back. Like Guardiola wasn't that good. Ake, they had different players playing. Like Bernardo Silva played left back 1 game. They had different players playing left back last season. O'Reilly so far this season, like, so reliable, so good to watch. And a big part of why City has become good this season is because of the step he's made, like improvement he's made from last season to this season. Like, it's been a massive improvement. He's now becoming one of the most important players at the left back position. You see in England, now he's getting caps with England, and he dropped a man of the match display with England, and now you've got people saying he should be starting for England in the World Cup. Like, the jump he's made from last season to this season has been so good to watch. Like, that left-hand side, the relationship between him and Doku, like, he understands exactly when to overlap, when to stay back. Like, he's been so good this season. And shout out him. 2 centre-back. I'm going to give you guys a player that you guys might not know. But I've been keeping tabs of him. Like, you know what I mean? I like to scout and invest in players. Get ready to Mr. Samson Baido, who played for Salzburg last season. And Lens, I don't know if you guys know much about Lens. Like, they've sold over the past 12 months. They've sold a couple of their main players, a couple of the main centre backs as well. One of them being Danso, who went to Spurs. But Baido, who they signed from Salzburg for like 7-8 million, he's 21 years old. This Donny, I've watched a couple compilations of him. By the way, I'm not going to lie to you guys and say I've watched Lance games. I don't. I don't watch 90-minute games of Lance, but I've watched most of the highlights. And this guy, I've watched a couple compilations of him. Brother, this guy's complete. This guy's both-footed, strong in the air. He's big. He's quick. Both-footed, can either play, either passes. That his ball playing is very good for his build and for his age. Like the line breaking passes, he can find it easily. And a big reason why Lens are literally second place, 2 points behind Paris Saint-Germain. And the reason why Lens is having a good season comes down to him at the back line. This guy's made like team of the week a couple times in League R, and you've got now clubs actually wanting to sign him. I would be very surprised if I see him at Lens next season. Like this Donny, there's no way in hell he's going to be at Lens by the beginning of 2026, 2027. Impossible. Because the way he's been moving this so far this season and the compilations I'm watching from him, this Donny's a talent. He's an absolute talent. And if you need a centre-back, this guy, Samson Baido, is a baller. So I have to give him his credit because that's no other video I can give him credit for. And then the person next to him is someone who I feel like has made a very good improvement. Last season, he showed glimpses. Last season, there was good. There was games where he was good, and games he was like, this is the reason why the two clubs didn't trust him. And that was Mr. De Ligt. That this season, this Don is actually, this season, I don't think there's been a game where I looked at him and said, bro, you could do better. Like, bro, you had a blunder. Bro, like, that goal came down to you. Like last season, there was a couple games, couple goals where he was the reason for it. And that's the reason why I said, oh, listen, that's why Juve told you and Bayern told you. Yes, he had moments of both clubs, but so far this season, he has been Mr. Consistent for United, that back four, like and back five for Ruben. Like, he's been so good. There's been so many games where he's actually made last-ditch tackles, been crucial at the back line. That's the reason why he leads United in the most recoveries, most stops, and I think he is second behind Virgil van Dijk in a stat. That's the reason why he's now about to start for Holland for the first time in a year. Like, he's made a big improvement from last season. So last season, it was okay. This season, I feel like if you're trying to make or if you're trying to say who's been the best three, the best five centre-backs in the Premier League this season, De Ligt's name has to be mentioned. Whereas last season, this season, you have to mention his name if you want to make a list of top three or top five centre-backs. And then at the right-back position, right back. Who the hell did I put at right back? Who the hell did I put at right back, fam? Oh, how did I forget? This Donny, my brother, my sisters watching, how he's made last season. If you want to talk about who's the best right backs in the world, give me your top three, top five. His name was never, ever mentioned. Never, ever mentioned. And last season, he started almost like 20 games, 21 games in the Bundesliga. But this season, oh my goodness gracious, Lima, if you want to talk about the best right backs in the world, Lima's name has to be mentioned. This Donny's name has to be mentioned. His improvement, the way he was last season, which he was okay, but to what he's now, this Donny, you can't make a best 11 for Bayern and not have Lima in there. You can't make a best 11 for the Bundesliga and not have Lima in there. Even for some people, you can't have a team of the season and not have Lima in there because Lima now has literally solidified himself as one of the best right backs in the world. Whereas last season, you can't say that. Bro, there's been so many games this season for Bayern. This guy is the one making things happen in the final third. The chances created, the runs that he makes in behind Olise. And like sometimes I see him inverted in the midfield, making late runs, pressing the final third. Like, he's been so good to watch. Bro, for a part this season, I'm like, brother, did I just see Philip Lahm, fam? Like, what he's done at right back, shout out to, of course, Company, shout out to Kimmich finally dropping that right back gimmick and playing in the midfield, which, to be fair, right back, he was okay, he was decent at, but I can't lie. Lima, big up Lima. Big up Lima. DM, my boy Chema. My boy Chema Andreas, if you don't know, get to know. This boy, I was saying so many times last season, play him. Why are you not playing him? Why are you not starting him? And then he went to Stuttgart. And I'm like, I'm happy he went to Stuttgart. A team which I can see him fitting in next to Angela Stiller. A team which I feel like he can have a big role in. And finally he did it. Look at the role he's had this season. That three-man midfield of him, Angela Stiller, and Khanous up front. Stuttgart is now top 4 in the Bundesliga. They're killing it. Europa League, they're killing it. Chema has been a massive, massive change for that. Like Chema, I've watched him, of course. I hope he comes back, which I think he will come back to Madrid in the next couple of years. But I like what we're doing. The same way we did it with Cavacao, we were learning to Leverkusen. The same way we're doing it with Nuka Paz right now at Como. We've done it now at Chema. And Chema, his display so far this season has been so good to watch. It's so complete. I don't understand why last season we had all the struggles that we had and Ancelotti never gave him a start. Never gave him minutes off the bench. Like, seeing him become the player that he is so good to watch because I had so high hopes of him when I watched him 3 years ago. And I always knew he had some talents in him. But so far this season, like, I don't know if you guys have seen him, but he's so big. He's so tall and lanky, but he's so good on the ball. Like, every time you see a tall, lanky, technical midfielder, you know what time it is. Like, you don't disappoint. And he's one of them. He's not going to disappoint. Great so far. I hope I don't jinx it. So far, good season what he's having. Then, my 2 8/10s. These are 2 players that last season, both of them have got the same case. Last season, barely got minutes, or maybe did get minutes, but wasn't the main starter for his respective clubs. And now this season he's becoming an important member for that club. One of them being someone who had my team of the season, Mr. Arda Güler, where last season barely got minutes, but so far this season leads the whole of Europe with the most chances created and becoming an important influential member in that Real Madrid midfield. And then the person next to him is Mr. Fermin Lopez, that last season wasn't a starter. It was Dani Olmo in front of him. Dani Olmo was starting. And so far this season, like last season, he started 13 games, 14 games in La Liga. Or so far this season, every time he's healthy, he must start. Every time he's there, he has to start. That's no more debate of him and Dani Olmo. So far this season, it's Fermin. No debate with Dani Olmo. Like, they look at Dani Olmo, you are the bench warmer to Fermin. Where last season, that wasn't the case because they spent so much money on Dani Olmo. But so far this season, bro, in the Champions League, I think he's got 3 goals. He started every single game. In La Liga, he's got like 3 goals, 4 goals, like 2 assists. He's already about to match last season's numbers, and we're already in November. Like, what he's done so far this season has been so crazy to watch for Fermin Lopez. And you kind of sensed it with the glimpses that he gives you with the Olympic team, with the under-21 team, and every time he does start or comes off the bench for Barca. So when Barca was starting Dani Olmo over Fermin last season, I looked at him like, why are you doing that? So him now becoming the player that he is and becoming an important player for the Barcelona team is not a surprise to me. Then we've got my front line. On the left-hand side, I've got the man himself, Jeremy Doku, who I lost hope. I sold all my stocks over the past 2 years because you knew the talent that he had, but you always felt like he was raw. You never felt like he was maturing. You never felt like he was going to put all of his talents into his game and actually become the player that he should be. Every time he got to the final third, you always saw like he was all over the place. He never made the right decisions in the final third. And then Pep last season didn't stop trusting him because you can't have that kind of player where you put him in good positions, but then his final action is always letting them down. And that's why Xavi started over on the left-hand side. And that's why the rumors so far this season or last season, City fans said, can you get Rodrigo? Can you get Leao? Like, everyone, basically, most people, I'm not going to say everyone because there's some people that, of course, still had the stocks in him. But most people lost hope, especially some City fans as well. But this season, what he's done, and I don't know if he called maybe the same therapist that Vinny had, because Vinny was going through the same issue, where Vinny, early part of his Real Madrid career, when he got into the final actions, he was all over the place. And he sat down, and since then, his final third actions, him in the final third, he makes the right decisions, the right finishing. He starts finishing perfectly, assisting, passing the ball, X, Y, Z. Doku this season, every time I feel like he's about to make the shimmy, I know exactly what's about to happen. Like, his shots are better. His finishing has improved massively. But just overall, his final action has become way better. He knows exactly what to do in the final third. Whereas last season, he was letting the game come to him. Whereas this season, he's already 3 steps ahead. He already knows, I'm about to pass to Haaland. Haaland is there. I'm waiting for the pass. I'm waiting for Haaland to make the run. I'm waiting for my left back to make the run. I'm waiting for the midfielder to make that late run. He knows exactly what to do. Like, his decision making has gone so much better. And shout out to Jeremy Doku. Up front, I don't think it's a surprise. It's the man who, Igor Thiago. There's no way. There was a couple players that I had in mind, but for someone who barely played last season because Mbeumo and Wissa was playing instead of him, and so far the season scored 9 goals in the Premier League, there's no way I can do this without giving it to Igor Thiago, fam. Like, last season, Donny was barely playing, and every time he did play, he didn't do anything special, whereas this season, the jump that he's made, the whole point of most improved is giving credit. You don't have to be a big player, but giving credit to players that has made a big jump, and Igor Thiago is one of those players that this Donny last season, who? So far this season, exactly, you know who. Like, Igor Thiago this season, 9 goals, and some of the finishing, like some of the goals that he scored, especially that Man United one, where that might be one of the best finishes I've seen, fam. Like, the catalogue of his goals, some of those penalties, of course, but he's made a big improvement. And the last position, hold on, well, I forgot. Oh, now I know why. Last position goes to Mr. Sule, who I invested in my stocks ever since that season he had the Frosinone, where he was so good, so electric, so good to watch. And then he went back to Juve, and then Juve sold him to Roma. I'm like, what? Why would you sell him to Roma? Like, he already showed you what he can do. And last season in Roma, I felt like he never broke through. He always showed glimpses, always showed moments, always showed games where this is who he is. The potential, the talent about him. But he never had it like a consistent stretch of games where he was doing it every single week. So far this season with Gasperini, that we all know about Gasperini. If you are an attacker and you are low in confidence or you haven't played well or you need a breakthrough, call Gasperini. Gasperini will save you. So far this season, he's been amongst one of the most important players for Roma. That's the reason why Roma is tied in first place with Inter Milan. Like, Roma's having a great season under Gasperini, and that comes down to different players. But one of them being Sule, who's now becoming way more consistent and actually having a good stretch of games where he's playing well and well and well, rather than last season, the year before, where he was playing well and a couple of bad games. So far this season, he's already about to match last season's numbers. And I'm seeing him, some games where Roma needs help, they need someone to save them. Sule is the person. So Sule, for me, deserves to be in there. And this is my most improved of the 11, where I've got Neuer in goal, Lima, De Ligt, Baido, O'Reilly, Chema, Ardegola, Firmino, Sule, Thiago, and Doku. These are my 11. I've given you reasons why I've selected each one. If you've got different players in certain position, put them down in the comments. If you agree or disagree with any of my selection, put down in the comments. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel tomorrow. I've got a different 11. Like I said, I'm going to do a series for the next international break because it's international break. No one is watching any of the games. But in the next coming games, I'm going to give you coming days, I'm going to give you different series of ideas. And if you've got any other ideas you want me to do, like any other 11 that you want me to do, put down in the comments and I'll get some of your ideas. See you tomorrow. Peace.